Alright, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be Quicksort in place. So first let's full screen the problem. Input is array, output is... Okay, so output is array after each partition. Really confused at this. It seems like creating a subarray. Okay, so pivot is 9. Okay, so let's see the... So this one uses indices to track... Okay, so it seems like we're doing a quicksort, but instead of making separate arrays around the partition respectively, it creates the partition internally within the array. So what that means is we have an array and then we mark like a certain bound of the array for what we're going to sort. So instead of copying the array into multiple subarrays, use indices. So the in place trick. So how do we determine the bounds of the subarray? Okay, so input. Okay, so first I need to go to our last quicksort problem. Because I need to grab the input code. So problem solving. And then solved. Okay, so def quicksort turn 0. Oh, it wants a print. Okay. Print. See if this gives an error. Okay, let's try to return a number array. Okay, yeah, so this works. So we can return the array. Nah, okay, so I think what we're going to do is multi-line comment all of this. And then we're just going to run. So if name equals main, so for our main, we will just do quicksort array and then print nothing. Let's just double check for compilation error. Now this is kind of redundant, but okay. So we need to follow the Lomoto. Yeah, so let's first is how do we find the range? Okay, so we're going to treat the Wikipedia as a pseudocode. So if length of the array, what does it say? Less than 2 or less than or equal to 2? Fewer than 2. So less than 2, we are going to return R. None of these, so that means none of these test cases are less than 2. Let's keep going. So pivot, so always select the last element in the subarray as to pivot. You create an in place, okay. So since you cannot partition methods, we'll need to use another trick. Please submit your code again. Okay. Okay, so pivot equals R length of R minus 1. Okay, so now we have our pivot. Okay. How about this? Let's just ask ChatGPT for a pseudocode. So give me the pseudocode. In the meantime, I'm going to try to figure this out. Let me just close all of these. Not necessary. Okay, so we have our pivot code. So if the element's lower, swap it out with a larger element on the left side. Greater elements. Okay. So you have an array. Okay, so I'm reading through the walkthrough. So why is the low 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why is the pivot 2? Oh, okay, it's the last one. Swaps 1, 3. Okay, so I'm really lost at how it's doing this. So in the first partition, right, it's swapping these two random numbers, but I'm really confused at how it's getting the numbers. So always choose the last element. Okay, in the walkthrough, how is that switch occurring? I don't understand the logic. Okay. So we go through each item in the array. Oh, okay. So you go through each item in the array until you find something smaller than the pivot. So because everything is bigger, oh, okay. I understand the logic now. Basically, you iterate through every item in the array until you find something smaller than the pivot. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. So x in range 1 and then len of r. So pivot equals this for y in range. Zero. If y is less than pivot okay, so we're going to go through every item and yeah, if y is less than the pivot, yeah, less than pivot. Okay, so save val equals r of r0. Y equals r of x. Okay, equals save val. And then we are going to print the array. I know this is going to be wrong. I just want to see what the debug says. Okay, debug says we're missing a colon. Very funny. No response. That doesn't make sense. It should print at least once. Oh, there's my debug output. Ooh, what a mess. So, what's wrong with my code? There's a lot wrong with my code. The pivot is only set, which is correct. However, you're not ensuring the pivot is placed in its correct position. Bro, I don't want your code. I want you to fix my code. Oh, you're comparing Y. That's true. So... Wow, this like kind of sorts it backwards. Maybe I can get it to like kind of sort. Wow, I actually like almost sort it. This is really good. Oh, okay, so it turns out there's actually a more effective way to... Should I just copy this whole code? Yeah, I say yes, and then figure out the logic later. What is hello and hi parameters? Okay. So low equals R1, high equals R, length of array minus 1. Quicksort. Oh. Lengths of R minus 1. Oops. So let's see what this means. Okay, so I love how in the beginning I was like fully coding these myself, and now I'm like very reliant on ChatGPT do it, but the only parameter for Quicksort is ARR. I used to be very self-reliant. I was my own independent person. Now I run these codes, which I don't even know how they work. This is going to really break. Let's see. Wait, it outputs the correct one. Does it correct, but it keeps printing too much. So right, this is like a harder problem. Why is it printing? Okay. Wow, I hate being really dependent on ChatGPT. It's so bad. I This is not a pseudocode. It even put, this is such a rookie error. It put the function before that function was. Jan range low, high -1. I like how the pseudocode has like semicolon. I mean, not semicolons, colons. If. Okay, this part of the code I really like. The ARR. Where's the other swap? Wait, you just gave me the same code. But you made it so it doesn't work. Great. So you gave me the same code, but now it's broken. Use an index to keep track of the low. Okay. Okay, let me... Man, I liked how I was doing it before, so I might go to an easier problem, because before, I was actually able to code the stuff, so for those of you watching to like see how this stuff is done, pretty sorry. Okay. Wait, the debug matches. How do I print on std out? Yeah, it's not print. You're so silly. Okay, str. This is so crazy. Even with the final answer, it takes forever to just print. They didn't even give us a thing to write. Okay, it's showing on debug, but not std out. I do the main goals equals. I hope you know what I mean. Runs only when a script. Yeah. Name. If this doesn't work, I don't know how to do it. Yep, I'm really confused. Wow, this is the most embarrassing video ever. Wow, now I don't even have a debug output. Uh, wow. 0 and then len. Okay, I'm not doing another one of these videos. Cause this is so, like, not these algorithm videos, not like this. This is so bad. Boom, finally. I don't even know what it takes to work, cause we have the input for ion input. Wait, we didn't even need this m equals input. What the heck? I don't even want to know. Okay. Can you explain to me how the sort works? So I'll give some value at this video by just explaining how the sort works. Sure, let's break it down. So basically, a quick sort using partitioning, you select a pivot, divide into subarray, and then okay, so basically you keep making subarray, so that's what the partition is. And then you have a left and a right. But I don't even know where the left and the right is. So if the current element is less than or equal to the pivot, you move it to the left of the pivot. And I guess you keep doing that. Quicksort. I don't. Okay. Explain this code to a 5-year-old. So basically, pick the last toy in the pile as the pivot. Toy smaller, move it left. If the toy's bigger, leave it where it is. Okay. That's it. This was so embarrassing.